maybe being fed a makeup or skincare ad is pretty benign, but once you engage with content like that, it's going to give you more and more of that type of content. It tends to get less and less quality as you go down that rabbit hole. So maybe
Yeah.
they were looking for skincare, makeup, and then they end up with cutting at the very end,
Right.
or anemia, not anemia, anorexia, pro
Right.
anorexia content at the very end, right? So
A
it's
hundred, 100%.
it'll
And
grab you even further than that.
but
So it
look,
starts with the ads, but it'll pull you in.
yes, yes, but also I'll tell you. I mean, look, a couple months ago, I was talking to a friend whose daughter was 12 at the time, and they had realized that she was getting onto her school device, a Google Chromebook, and
Yeah.
accessing YouTube, and it had been happening for a couple weeks. And so first off, I was like, well, is it happening at night? No, of course not. But the 12-year-old, who is a very honest young person, I said, are you getting up at night? Of course I am. And then two, I asked the parents, hey, okay, 2 weeks. Have you noticed any changes? Like knowing what you know now, any changes? And it took a moment. And then the mom said, now that you mention it, she's asking for skin creams. But
Mm-hmm.
her skin is perfect and she's
Yep.
never had an issue with skin. And so I was like, okay, that's YouTube. That
Yep.
is the very subtle thing that parents aren't realizing. They're going to chalk it up to, oh, I have a teen daughter. I have
No.
they're going through puberty, whatever. But look, that is no, this is
I
Google targeting your child. And so give it 2 more weeks and she won't like her hips or her
Yep.
eyes or her ears or her
Yeah.
fingers, or that is how this starts.
Yeah. And what you're talking about has a name. And I know this is a marketer. They call them the Sephora Tweens. So it's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
These young girls that are way too young for like active ingredients, asking their parents to go to Sephora, spend a bunch of money on skincare. And they're often damaging their skin because they don't need active ingredients at their age.